This is the 22nd season of Bass Talk Live. BTL is presented by Bass Cat Boats, Strike King Lures, Aftco, Pro Guide Batteries, Spro, Gamakatsu, The Bass Tank, Beatdown Outdoors, and Sunline.
BTL coming at you.
Good evening and welcome to a special BTL at Night edition where we're going to talk about bass fishing. Had a good show today with Dave, covered all things in professional bass fishing. Heck of an Angler of the Year race going on the MPFL. You got two guys tied at the top of the leaderboard and then another guy just behind it. Bank Shaw, we talked about that, $525,000. And then I was reading an article today after his recent BPT win on Grand Lake where he said that he thought basically said he thought it would happen sooner than it did in his second year on the BPT. But that was pretty impressive. But if you follow a little kind of circle of guys that I hang out with, you do the Open Pros Pick'em, or it's not called that anymore. Now it's I'm not sure what Andrew calls it, but it's me, or Andrew runs it with Todd, Ish, and myself. And then there's like a running joke that I never get Ish on BTL. Well, the reason is because Ish fishes like 3 trails out west, all of the Bassmaster Opens. And then when he's not doing one of those things, he's offshore hunting whatever he catches offshore, tuna, California halibut, sheep's head, all sorts of crazy stuff. So we're kind of in between events. We've got, the next Bassmaster Open isn't for a month or so out of Buffalo, and I would venture to say that Ish is an OG when it comes down to Buffalo. He probably remembers. It wasn't Kenta who. It was. Let's bring him in. What's up, Ish? How are you?
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Who was it? Kota Kiriyama.
Kota, yeah.
Kiriyama, who ran to what state? Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he ran all the way to Erie, Pennsylvania, which was like a 60-mile run in like 12-footers, and then caught him suspended. He would literally drive around. He never caught one off the bottom. Every single fish he caught was suspended before forward-facing sonar. He drove around and found bait balls, and then he'd get on top of the bait balls with his trolling motor, see the bass down there, and literally drop shotting them, and caught over 100 pounds of bass.
I'm trying to find that video. How easy would that have been with today's technology then? Oh,
God. He would have weighed probably 120 pounds. It would have been ridiculous.
He was only fishing like, what, 3 or 4 hours an entire day?
Not even that.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah. But I guess the currents have changed everything, and those fish don't live there the same anymore.
That would have been 2008 that he did that.
Yeah. I've always had a decent event in Buffalo. Me and Charlie Hartley, always tries to hold you up my spot, and I always tell him to get off my spot.
Oh, I find it hard to believe that Charlie Hartley would hold jump anybody. He's 35th in the EQ points. You better give him his space so he can slide into that Ish. You're safely in.
Yeah, but once again, my spot is pretty.
So he's got the trolling motor down. This is 2008.
Yep.
What's he doing? He's looking
for bait balls. Yeah.
I didn't realize that's how he got it done. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I'm basically looking for big balls of bait.
Yeah. No, he literally drove around on the big motor finding the balls of bait before he would actually get on top of them. And you see how rough it is out there. So that same tournament, I was running to my spot, which was half the distance of his spot. My cowling flew off. See?
Your cowling flew off.
Yes. It was so rough, it knocked the cowling out and flew off.
Holy smoke. Here, watch this. We're going to pause it on the on the electronics that he look at that high end state of the art bud seat.
Yeah, that's the old school. That's the old school LMS. That's how far Lawrence was ahead of everybody else. That's legit right there.
So that's the pinpoint mapping there, and then
yeah. You think Drew Gill and Bank Shaw could have made it with that graph? You think they could have done what they've done with that graph?
With what they're currently doing, no. But if you, I don't know. It would be interesting. But you could say the same thing about all the other graphs that have been since that, and all the new waves of guys that have come up with the side imaging, and then the 360, and then all that stuff too. So I mean,
and once again, you asked about how far in the weeds I want to go. I'm going to still say that if Aaron Martens had what we have in technology right now, none of us would have ever won a tournament. Period.
So Aaron had it. Well, he didn't really have it he didn't have it in its current form at all.
Right. He had it in the beginning forms, which was okay, but he didn't have what they have now, where you can dang near see the size of the bass and tell once again, these guys can tell the size of the bass that they're fishing for. Oh, that's a 4-pounder. Oh, that's a 6-pounder. Oh, that's an 8-pounder.
You think he would have liked it?
Oh, he would have freaking destroyed us with it. Because he would have been able to throw his little worm, regardless of what color it was, and realize that, oh, they didn't want that one. Oh, they want this one.
I think he would have just looked at him and maybe cast like once every 5 minutes.
Oh, guaranteed. And caught every single one that he saw. I watched the Mississippi River tournament that I won, and he was like talking about a 5-pounder that he hadn't caught yet that lived there.
He was like musky fishing for a single fish out of
Yes, in the Black River. Insane. That's what I'm saying. It would have been, yeah.
You don't think it would have brought a lot of people to Aaron's level, and then it would have been level? You think he would have continued to rise with it so that it still would have been Aaron, and then above it wouldn't have been guys being able to do what Aaron was able to do without it? We're talking like 2026 now, because he had it for a couple of years there in the last couple of years of the BPT before he passed away.
Right. But here's the deal. Aaron, so guys talk about the fish that they can't catch on forward-facing sonar. Aaron would have caught those fish.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think we just lost your audio. We just lost your audio, Ish. Your earbuds just went out.
I lost you. Yeah. Hold on. My earbuds died on me.
They did. You might be back. You might have to go to because I want to continue this conversation. How about now? Can you hear me at all?
My earbuds went out.
Nope. Now there's no audio. And you muted your own audio. Well, this is fitting. Ish. We always have audio issues with Ish. Hit the audio button again. Go ahead and just log back out and log back in, and we'll just run.
No, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my question then. If he would have caught those fish then, and do you think we would be fishing differently for forward-facing sonar fish today had Aaron not passed away? Like, do you think he would have introduced a number of different ways to catch them that we all would be using?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, 100%.
Interesting.
Aaron always caught fish that nobody else could catch.
Mm-hmm.
I have a great, great, great Aaron Martin story.
Hit us with it.
It's from, this is when I actually lived in Phoenix. We were fishing a tournament on Lake Unpleasant, as I call it. Even though it's called Lake Pleasant, it's Lake Unpleasant. And we're fishing this spot, and there's like 4 of us around there. And here comes Aaron running on fire, shuts down, grafts around, catches 2 3-pounders when nobody's had a bite for an hour on the same spot. Packs up and leaves, just runs out. And we're just like looking at ourselves like, that did not just happen. And then nobody else got another bite for another hour. But that's Aaron. So
would he would he talk with you guys on the Elite Series? Like, would he like share information, or was he like kind of did his own thing, or would he try to like help you?
He'd help you 100%. Really? The nicest guy on tour would help you catch fish because he loved to catch them. And would tell you about the fish that he was catching.
And you would,
which were your fish.
Try it, and they wouldn't be able to do what he was doing.
Some would work. Sometimes it'd work, but not like to the level.
But he wasn't like a secretive guy at all. Like he was just like, bro.
No, not even a little bit.
Go here and do that.
No, he'd be out. He'd be like, I'm catching him on a drop shot. I'm catching him on Aaron's Magic. I'm throwing 7-pound sunline. So I might have to go down to 6-pound at times, but they eat the 7. They eat the 7, and I can actually, bring them over the rail on 7. Swing them in the boat on 6. I might have to go down and get some of them, but those like 4-pounders, those are the ones you actually got to go get. But on 7-pound, you can just boat flip 4-pounders.
When did you meet him? So you're California. He's West Coast too.
I met Aaron, gosh, this is back in the Juan Bass days. This is before even Bass came out west in 98.
I was 22. Fishing in what, 95? You fished your first, I guess, BFL?
No, I've been fishing. I was fishing Redman's in 92 when 92. I graduated from high school. Yeah.
Okay, so you met Aaron in the mid-90s.
Yes.
When he was fishing with his mom.
Yes. It was mom and boy.
Really?
Yeah,
I wasn't
pretty
even
awesome.
Planning on talking about this at all. It's just interesting how
I know, but it's cool. It's cool because it's probably to me one of the best fishermen, one of the nicest guys, zero drama. Like Aaron was one of the coolest dudes in the world. Just loved to catch fish, and life was great. And we all miss him.
Yeah. It's crazy how time passes. I was just thinking about that. I'm 41 now. You're talking about it. Like I was doing some research for this show, and I put in the title, like, you've been fishing professionally for 30 years. Did I get that right? Like 2005, 2015, 2020.
So my first Bassmaster tournament was in 1997.
Yeah, that's 30 years.
In the fall of 97. That's Bassmasters. I was fishing NBA military bass. I was fishing Redman's before that. I was fishing Juan Bass. I was fishing team tournaments. It's been a long, great career.
Too. The 97 California Western Invitational in 97. So how old were you in 97?
22.
And you finished 17th in that and cashed a $2,000 check. That was from the front of the boat?
That was from the front of the boat. Well, it was draw. It was boat on boat draw at that time.
I was back in the draw still in the late 90s, still had the draw. Do you remember anything about that derby? Because you had to be fired up. Like that's your first Bassmaster derby.
I remember that. I remember that first year because that's the year that I qualified for what they called the top 150s at that time. And man, that first tournament, yes. So once again, I'm behind the curve on like the information train. And I guess this is where I never was on that information train. Well, everybody during that tournament, Bobby Barrick and Robert Lee and all the guys who finished well were throwing a frog. I was flipping a jig.
Were they throwing the sumo frog back then or a snag proof?
It was a sumo. It was a sumo and a snag proof. And the
Are you
what's
impressed
the other one?
That?
You still didn't mention the man's frog. How about that? The rat, man's rat.
That thing had like the plastic skirt thing on the back that like stuffed into the belly and then fell out after one fish and then
pretty much
be a soft plastic belly.
Yes.
Listen to this lineup, and then I want to get into. I want you to remember what you said. This is, if you know anything about West Coast, these are names of guys that I know. Some of them I don't, but this was the top 15. These are the guys that beat you in this tournament: Robert Lee, Steve Sapp, Mark Tyler, who ironically later became a championship goat farmer in Oklahoma, I believe.
Something crazy. Yeah.
Number 4, perhaps some of you have heard of D. Thomas. He was 4th. Bobby Barrick. I don't know this individual, but I thought that Jack Daniels Williams had one of the coolest names in bass fishing, but 6th place was Van Blades. Do you remember Van Blades?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Did the personality match the name?
No.
Okay.
No.
Mike
No.
O'Shea, Greg Hines, Mike Cato, Harland Hendricks Jr., Dean Rojas, Mike Reynolds, and then you. Like, dude, those are some freaking names in 1997.
You got to think about it. Mike Reynolds went on to win an Elite Series. Dean Rojas went on to win an Elite Series. D. Thomas won a couple of Bassmaster events before I was born. Before I was born, And D, another one of those. D was a great guy if you and him got along and he liked you. But it is so funny, Bobby Barrick and him, because the Delta used to go at it so much. And Bobby Barrick, to me, is still probably top 3 greatest frog fishermen of all time. And probably top 2 best casters I've ever seen of all time.
Like caster.
Like casting. He had this weird roll cast that he could do with a spinnerbait and a frog. And he put it on the dime, on the spot, and now he's living in Texas catching crappie. But
D would never even cast, right? Like, did he only flipped, or did he actually like traditional?
No, D. It's funny that you say that. Is a lot of people don't know D. Thomas used to drop shot a lot. He used to crank a lot. Oh yeah, but flipping was the deal. He could tell you. He changed the game for me with a lot of the mindset. And I actually fished with one of these team partners for a while, and we're still friends. And I would question him about, like, hey, why would D do this, or hey, what was D doing that? And, it was just, I fish a lot of that old school water that D would fish, and he learned about that guys just didn't fish, and it's pretty cool.
It's crazy, like guys totally get you know what it's like being put in a box. Like, you can do a lot of different things. You obviously have what you like to do. You're a frog guy, but Zell Rowland, according to 90% of the people who remember Zell, think the only thing he did was go out and throw a popper. That's not the case.
Zell won a tournament flipping. He won a tournament on a freaking spinnerbait.
D. Thomas, to me, is just I just picture D. Thomas like that dude in Florida who only threw a devil's horse for like 45 years. Like, all he did was flip on the Delta. That was it. Like, didn't have any other skill set. He just flipped. Huh. How much has a Delta? Well, talk about that 97. Do you remember who you drew? Like, did you draw any crazy names or anything in that one? Because at the time,
no, I didn't draw any crazy names. But at that point in time, I was already building a name for myself, fishing the Redmans and stuff like this. So I remember the first day all 3 days I got to take my boat. I do remember that.
You were dialed. Yeah, that's a big, that was big back then. I remember.
Yeah, and I had a Skeeter Starfire with a 175 on it, and it got me there, and I was flipping around big break, and that's how I caught all my fish, was flipping big break.
Those Starfires were squirrely, weren't they?
They were fast. They were fast.
A guy in the Assumption Bass Club named Dewey, and he always was at the tournaments, but he only like fished in half of them. We never know. Like, sometimes he just wouldn't show up, even though he was like, even though he's there. But he had a Starfire, and like, he pretty much drove that thing like it was gonna flip 90% of the time. It was unbelievable. I remember those little things. I mean, that thing was just was squirrely as hell. But
it was fast. It was fast.
I think those were the ones that Harold Allen, who just did a show on him, he's struggling now, would put it up on a boat lift when he'd get it and shave the bottom off so it'd be even faster.
You're kidding me.
Like, sand the bottom. He would always talk about how the first thing he would do is he'd put it in a hoist and he would sand the bottom of the hull so it would get more speed.
Wow.
You never heard of that?
No.
Yeah. That's the old school Skeeter.
The old... That's the stuff that got us into bass fishing.
Interesting. Yeah. So 30 years later, you're grinding through the Bassmaster Opens. try to get back to the series. Is that like full circle, or when you think about it, are you ever like out there on Kentucky Lake at 10 a.m. on a Thursday going, what in the hell am I doing in the Bassmaster Opens?
Yes. Hey, I do that at every Open. I sit there and go, exactly that. What the hell am I doing in Bassmaster Opens? I took a risk and a gamble, and it did not pay off. And I never should have left the elites and just ended my career fishing the elites, which I'm still trying to do. And maybe I would have won an Angler of the Year, or maybe I would have won a Classic. Who knows?
When you think back to that 2018, like BTL, the best thing that ever happened for BTL was a split, because we knew everybody, we had everything is, you'd have guys come on, and it was like LeBron James going to the Miami Heat for the first time. Like they would come on and be like, after careful consideration with my sponsors and this and that, I decided to take my talents. I puked
because I never did that.
Was that a tough decision to leave Bass, or was it a tougher decision to leave the BPT after 2022, knowing that you were kind of floating in no man's land with no guarantee?
Do you want? Are we okay? So here's the deal: are we asking for the politically correct answer, or are we asking for the Ish Monroe answer that everybody's been wanting to hear about? Why I truthfully left?
You know how this show works. I ask the questions. I let you take your statement however you want. That stands on its own, and then you let the listeners interpret.
And I'm going to basically say everything was put out there in everybody's face, and they saw it happening on television where guys were not living by the rules. And I live by the rules. And my conscience could not accept the fact that I was going to get beat by someone breaking rules. And so I had to make a decision. And not that things have been much better, because we've seen it. I mean, this is, to me, what I would say very disgusting that I've seen in tournament bass fishing is all the disqualifications. And I would say that the majority of them were warranted. There might have been a few, one or two, but the majority of them were warranted. And I don't know if it's because of social media. I don't know if it's because of, all the podcasts. I don't know what has happened. I don't know what all the videos is, why these guys were coming out and getting disqualified. And granted, yes, I was disqualified for freaking pushing a guy in the lake who hit my boat. So I have my disqualifications. I get it. But overall, you can never say that Ish Monroe broke rules.
Did you know in 2022, in September, when you made your last cast on Mille Lacs, that you were going to go to the Opens the next year? I'm shocked that at the time there wasn't a way to put you back on the Elite Series. Was there
the decision at that time? There was discussions from other anglers, because there was multiple anglers trying to make that decision to get back to the elites. I was like, Bass is going to do what they're always going to do, and that's most of the time what's right. I'm not going to say that they're perfect, but they were going to not, what I would say, dilute the field to bring guys back. Because if you just brought a bunch of guys back, what kind of field do you really have? If you requalify, I give Russ Lane so much props because he requalified.
Yeah.
He did it right. Freaking Jason Christie, Ike. Even though Jason and Ike both had exemptions,
they went back.
They went back and did it.
So did Hackney.
Prosnick, Hackney, yeah. And so I give those guys too. Yeah, and they rolled through it. Things were a little bit different then.
Yeah.
I wish I would have left earlier.
Real, yeah, because it got tough.
It got tough.
It wasn't tough before, but
I missed it by one place, and that's before the whole forward-facing sonar really kicked off into bass fishing.
Without forward-facing sonar, are you back on the Elite Series right now?
I believe so. Because I mean, I see a few of these kids that are, good fishermen, decent fishermen, but a lot of these 18 to 21-year-olds, you really don't come into yours until you're right at 30 because you start making solid decisions. Late 20s is when you start figuring things out. Late 20s is when you decide to go practice and not go to the bar and chase girls. But, I mean, shoot, now they're doing it at 18 years old. These guys don't freaking go chase girls. They go fish every day. I mean, look at the Classic champion. Dylan Nutt, wasn't he on the water on Tuesday after winning the Classic?
Yeah, dude, I was just at Gunnersville a couple weeks ago just for a deal and, ran into Jacob Wall on the water, Tucker Smith on the water,
right?
Hayden Marbut, and they were just, out just screwing off fishing.
They love it. They live and breathe fishing every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I would go fishing every single day for wahoo or tuna. But even then, man, I love playing with my dogs and hanging out at the house and barbecuing and just freaking relaxing and hanging out in the pool, and I love my wife.
Mm-hmm. You still have a Lamborghini? Didn't you have a Lambo at one point?
I had two Ferraris.
Ferraris. It was a Ferrari.
Ferraris. Yeah.
No Ferraris anymore?
No Ferraris. I traded the Ferraris in for that guy right there.
So whenever we're trying to film the Open Pros deal and you're like, oh, you're in that thing?
I'm either in that thing or on my buddy's boat.
That doesn't have Starlink in it, Ish? You can't do the shows from that out in the...
Why would you want to put Starlink? So here's the thing. So the offshore trips that I go on for 8 days and 10 days, they used to never have Wi-Fi, and now they all have Starlink on the boat, and I hate it because I'm accessible and reachable. I used to love to be gone into the season. Where's Ish? Ish is gone for 10 days. 0 cell phone service, 0 internet access. You can't reach Ish. What is he doing? Catching wahoo and giant tuna and yellowtail, loving life every single day.
And are you enjoying the Opens at least?
I am enjoying the Opens. It's funny because Fletcher asked me that question. He goes, "How much are you enjoying the Opens?" I said, honestly, I show up, I'm relaxed. I'm having a good time. I see the guys, we joke around. Everybody's like, "Hey, Ish, how'd you do today?" There's no stress. And yeah, we have our, moments in the Opens where guys are getting disqualified. But gosh, dude, majority of these guys, God, love seeing Charlie Hartley, love seeing Rick Pierce from Basscat, love seeing freaking just all the old guys, Brett Hite, Mike McClellan, and we all just talk and have a good time. And a bunch of the young guys are super cool because they want to hear stories about bass fishing. I love the fact of how these younger guys are so engulfed into the sport. And they've watched every single tournament 10 times. They can tell you what you caught them on when you forgot what you caught them on when you won the tournament. And I love that. And that's what's cool is you have so many different generations in bass fishing. I mean, gosh, Tom Mansour is at a generation well before me, and he was freaking leading the Open.
77, and he was, I don't know if he practiced all 3 days. I would assume he practiced all 3 days.
He did. He did.
6 out of 7 days in a row at 77 years old on that river. And I talked to, I'm buddies with Matt Steffen, who's from there, and he's like,
yeah, Matt's super cool. Core tackle.
Super impressed with what he was doing and where he was doing it and how he was doing it. He's like, dude, I had written all that stuff off, and here comes Mansour and just
19 pounds.
The river, so good.
I just wish the water was up. I really wish the water was up.
Yeah, that was an odd one. it actually even affected me in the Black River, which I stayed in for 5 days. I called you. We actually talked the night before the tournament, which we really did because Clark didn't fish the last when he made a business decision. And I told you, I said, dude, you're like, it sucks, doesn't it? And I was like, wow, I would know. I haven't left the Black River. And you actually told me on the phone that you thought that was a pretty smart play.
I thought it was. I thought it was a great play. Where did you end up?
I ended up 54th in the points, so I made the EQs. So I did what I needed to do.
Where'd you end up in the tournament?
I was 174th after the first day. I had 2 fish out of the Black River for 5.5.
You're kidding me.
It was
all those bites you had.
Dude, you need to go watch my YouTube video. It was pretty good. I've got a sports psychologist now because of this past week. I'm not kidding. And a book from Amazon just showed up today that I'm reading before the EQs on mental strength. But the second day I had 12-10. It was exactly what I thought it was. I did the same thing in the same spots, same deal, just made a slight change in my rotation. Had a limit.
And if you'd wait 12-10 every day, you would have got it paid. You got paid.
Yeah.
And it just something different on day 2. There's more current on day 2. There's more current on day 2.
Okay.
There was definitely more current on day 2.
So you're like basically locked into the EQs. You're inside the cut in Division 1 now, and then the way this works, like in the overalls, the guys who are fishing all of the opens, you're in 30th. But you have 774 points, and then 35th has 704 points. So you're basically 70 points to the good there. Right. Is this something
top 70, and I'm guaranteed top 100, most likely guaranteed, and still probably guaranteed even if I finish like 120.
Yeah. So the EQs then, is it a deal where like, okay, back to we're treating this thing like the Bassmaster Classic each one because this is 3 tournaments to get back to the Elite Series then instead of just kind of show up and fish around like you did kind of open?
Haven't figured that out yet. Gonna wait till I qualify first.
That's fair.
I mean, so I'm fishing, which it's funny because when I decided to do this show, I forgot that I was leaving for Brownlee Reservoir tomorrow morning at like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
and none of my tackle.
We'll go like
but still, it's fine because I'm just actually relaxing, enjoying being in my shop. But I haven't got any of my tackle done, and so that's why I'm just kind of sitting here in my boat, and I've got rods over here and stuff spread out over there. But I'm really enjoying fishing at home. I'm really enjoying fishing the BAM Trail. I'm really enjoying selling boats.
Okay, so you're at the dealership. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but do you like work there or do you just hang? Because there's guys who are like in your position.
Me and the wife
hang out.
Me and the wife own the dealership.
How did I not know this?
We own 2 dealerships.
How did I not know this?
Angler's Paradise Marine. I don't know how you didn't know it. Everybody else does.
You own Angler's Paradise Marine?
Yes, I own it with my wife. So my wife, you understand?
You were just hanging out at the dealership like Kenyon Hill used to do at Nichols.
No.
I feel like an idiot. I think we lost Ish again. His headsets are going out. Are you back?
Hold on, I lost you for a second.
Oh, that audio's fine too.
Well, I could hear you, but there.
There you go. It'll pick it back up here in a second.
Can you hear me? There we go.
Yeah, I feel like an idiot.
So me and okay. So we sell Skeeters, Vexuses, Phoenixes, and G3 boats.
Sweating now.
And we my wife is a hammered tackle salesperson. So she used to be the manager of one of the biggest tackle shops in Northern California. She's the one who kind of started this whole thing. And she was like, we should own our own tackle shop. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, why don't we just do it with the boat dealership? And we started selling Skeeters, and we started selling a lot of them.
Interesting. Very
You
interesting.
there?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I lost your earbud.
I think
again.
it's my earbuds. When I hit them, they do weird things.
Yeah. That's a fair point. Maybe if Matt had Ish on more often, he would know more about Ish.
There we go.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
So you're there. That's why you're always there. Because you're running the job.
Yeah, that's why, once again, yes, because we own the business.
I thought you were
that's
just
why
like
I said
sitting there
working.
talking with the owner and the dudes who are buying boats about like Amistad 2006.
No. This is selling boats and selling a lot of fishing tackle. We probably have the biggest selection of Yamamoto. We probably have the biggest selection of Robo. We probably have the biggest selection of depths. Sakamata shads? Who do you think calls when people need Sakamata shads? Who do you think they call? Me.
Oh, Sakamata shads are so 2025-ish.
I know this.
So have you had to dive into the world of trying to all I have is nose down now.
But hey,
now we don't have the top of the head.
That's the whole point.
Have you had to dive into this whole thing of trying to locate? I know I'm sweating too. Trying to locate urchins for the shop?
No, we just got in our first shipment of the purple.
I can only see. You guys sit back. I can only see. It's literally just like bottom half of Ish's head. If you do that, there you go. Much better.
Can you hear me? How's the audio?
The audio's fine. It's slightly different, but it's golden. We're Gucci. We're golden.
I'm on speakerphone right now, so this worked it out. So
yes,
we just got in our Berkeley Amoebas.
Okay.
We had Unis for a long time because, like I said, we had the biggest order of Yamamoto. We have like the giant wall. One day I'll just send you a photo of our Yamamoto wall.
Okay.
If you never can find a Yamamoto bait, I'm pretty sure we have that bait and that color.
Okay.
Because we damn near have everything. So yeah, we're good, and we just got confirmation of our shipment of Quickies.
Really? The actual hide up, like these things right here.
The actual hide up shipment of Quickies. We got our shipment in, and I believe we're getting like 36 of every color and all the sizes.
How long is this phase going to last, Ish? You've been this game for 30 years. Like you saw, like, okay, I do want to talk about this too, because I've never actually talked to you about it. But like when the 7-inch Gets It came out, and then you came out with the giant tube and stuff, like back 2006, 7, 8, 9, like that created a massive craze in giant tubes.
Yeah.
Because it was a decade after Denny won the 98 Classic, flipping the tube, and then it was kind of the flipping tube, and then that, and then all of a sudden, bam, giant that Gets It. You win on it in part with it, but I have no idea what I was going to ask. Oh, the craze. You've seen these phases come and go, and baits go up and down. Like, have you ever seen anything like the Koiki, and how long do you think it'll last?
The Koiki is the new Sakamata. That's what I mean. Like, everybody keeps thinking that the Koiki is like one of these things that, like, oh my God, it's going to change bass fishing forever. The Sakamata was what, 2 years?
3 if you were smart.
3 if you were smart, if you got in early. I don't think the Koiki is going to last that long because there's going to be something new.
Because the fish get conditioned to it, or because something comes along that catches them better than the Koiki even?
Hey, no one thought that the Sakamata shad was ever going to go away.
It hasn't gone away. It's just not.
Right.
Was the slider like that back in the day on the West Coast, and then when the Robo Worm came out, was the Robo Worm like that on the West Coast?
You got to think about the Zipper Worm.
Zipper Worm. That was the deal. Zipper Worm in the 90s was the deal, wasn't it?
Right. That's what I mean. Like, the Zipper. Hey, think about it. Even not even far back into the 90s. What about the A-Rig?
Yeah.
The A-Rig was the fish-catching machine. Everybody said the A-Rig is going to ruin bass fishing and it needs to be banned in tournaments. You can throw an A-Rig in so many tournaments now, and those dudes do not catch them the same.
Koiki, same thing.
Koiki will be the same thing.
you think it'll be even faster that the fish become conditioned to it now because
Nope.
this is social media and everyone's throwing it so much faster? So like back in the day, it would take longer for the trends to mature because you would have the original guys who did it, then a few of their friends, they would be able to keep it quiet. There wasn't the live, there wasn't the streaming, there wasn't the shows, there wasn't the production. They would have it for a year or two, it would work, then it would get to the guys who knew what was going on, then it would come out at ICAST, then it would be a whole year later before the average guy even heard about it. Then one of the guys would finally break down because he signed a deal, and it would be in Bassmaster, and then it would kind of mature, and then it would be on a TV show. So that's a 3-year process there.
Right.
Now it's a 1-week process from Pake South throwing it for 3 days on Rayburn. I understand guys were throwing it beforehand. I'm just talking about the one that blew it up, and then boom, everybody's trying it a week later.
Yeah, I mean, look at Christie. Christie, he won the first time he ever threw the damn bait.
Yeah, that's wild.
He had to borrow Koikes during the tournament to catch him on it to win.
Are you still River to Sea guy?
Yes, big time.
Okay. I think a great example. Here's the other thing that I've kind of realized.
The plopper.
Not realized. Yeah, but Koike, 10, 15 years old, brought it over to America, sat there for 2 years. Spro tried to figure out how to get anybody to do anything with it. No one did. I mean, they were giving them away at our media events by the case, and none of us would take them. None of us would take them. It was at the La Crosse, Wisconsin 3 years ago. None of us would take them because they just signed a deal with Hide Up, and no one knew where to store them, how to throw them, what to do with them. We're like,
right.
I'll take one for a novelty.
Right.
Whopper plopper. Muskie bait sat around for freaking ever. I remember in 15, the tournament that Lucas won, I was out in the boat with Velvic, and he was like, look at this thing, and tied it on and then put it back. Like, it sat there for years and years and years until Watson won the Open on it. Then it was absolutely insane.
Gangbusters
on that.
Chris Lane and everybody else. Yes.
So like they were around for a while. Do you think that the next thing is around now sitting there, or do you think that now we're on the verge of the newest, like there's no things that are sitting there for years that we're going to figure out? You see what I'm saying?
I don't think,
like,
I
does
think
everyone have
is exposed that anything and everything can work. You could take, once again, me and you have talked about this. We've said it. The next thing is going to be a G.I. Joe action figure that swims backwards with a hook in it. And it's going to work. And that's going to be the next trade.
Talk about, I found this at Grand. You're the perfect guy to talk about, to remember this. Remember the flipping the bird?
Oh, God.
That's an old one, dude. That was $4 at a tackle store in Grand.
It was that right there was a gimmick that did not catch them the same as the Koikes caught them, the same as the ploppers caught them, the same that the A-riggers caught them, the chatterbait. Look, I mean, shoot, chatterbait still catches fish, but it's not as effective as it once was.
Works for pike still just as good, I found out.
Oh, it does. Oh, yeah. La Crosse works great for pike.
If there's a pike in the lake, it'll eat a damn chatterbait.
Oh, yeah. It'll find it. But that's what I mean. Like, you've got to think about the years and years of all the different baits that have come. Once again, the spinnerbait was that. The jig was that at one point. The flipping tube was that at one point.
Okay, so here it is. This is 2006.
Why? This right here is the most hurtful moment in my career.
Oh, I just was doing it because it showed the tube there.
Yeah, you showed the tube, but that right
7-inch original giant gets it, the Tora tube. That was that the first time nationally that the Tora tube had gotten any publicity nationally.
Yes, but I had been catching them on it for years.
And did you know at the time, were you like, okay, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag because...
Hell no. I was trying to win $100,000, but...
That's what I'm saying.
You have to show whatever you have to show to win.
Gotcha.
But, Matt, I weighed 90 pounds for 3 days last year in the Juan Bass Open on Clear Lake to finish. What did I finish? 6th. But, yes, you keep bringing up the most. That right there, the silky shirt is kind of awesome, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a badass jersey. Especially, I wish you guys would. I don't do a jersey, but I wish that the vented jersey would make a return. The vented jersey was a classic.
The vintage jersey is not coming back. Me and Ike tried to bring back the coveralls, but that didn't work either. But
all I was saying, I wasn't trying to bring that point up. I was just saying, like
hurt.
the giant tube. I remember as a young intern for Mark Jeffries trying to get my hands on giant Toro tubes everywhere I went around the country, and no one had them because there weren't a bunch of them out there. And then we ended up starting when we would go up north, we would go into all the muskie shops to get the giant tubes that they were flipping for the muskie and stuff. But like that was like a pretty big original soft plastics craze.
Yes, it was. I remember what's the name came out. Wave Worms had the giant crawdad.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It weighed about 1.5 ounces.
Yes, it did. Those are the good old days of bass fishing.
Yeah. That still bothers you. That fish bothers you, even though you ended up winning that tournament.
I have nightmares about. I wake up screaming and yelling because of that fish.
Why? You won. It doesn't matter. You got the trophy. Why does it matter?
That fish was 14 to 16 pounds, easy. Guaranteed, that fish was the biggest fish of my career ever. And it ate the bait. It ate the bait not once, but twice. I was throwing 30-pound fluorocarbon, an 8-foot 6-power Lamiglass flipping stick.
Lamiglass.
A 12-aught. I had a 12-aught hook. A 12-aught. Have you ever fished a 12-aught hook bat?
I fished a 10. That's the max when they came out with the giant paddle tail stuff back in the day.
Yeah,
but no, I didn't even know they made a 12.
This is a 12-aught EWG. 12-aught. Imagine that.
Did you have it made specifically?
No, they made them in Japan. And I got a hold of a bunch of them.
Ah.
And I flip it in there, and this thing eats it not once, but twice. And then I lose the freaking 6 or 7 pound male.
So you think it would have potentially, who is it? Mark Tyler, 14, 13 on the Delta? Is that still the biggest?
Guaranteed to beat that fish.
What do you think? What do you think in your career, looking back on it now? Because that was the first year of the Elite Series. That was a big deal back then. I mean, that was the Elite Series. What do you think would have been, in the long run, more valuable? Winning that tournament or finishing second in that tournament, but catching a 15-pounder?
Winning that tournament. It's still winning the first Elite Series. No one can ever take that away from you. Catching a 15-pounder with forward-facing sonar, somebody's down to catch a 20.
Wait, so this isn't the male. So like when you swing and miss there, is that the giant that you swing and miss on? Or
the giant, yes, twice. That's the second time that you keep doing a replay on that. Sorry for my language.
I feel like you didn't get it. If that's a 15-pounder on a 12-aught, I feel like you kind of high-sticked it a little bit. Or did it just grab it when you weren't expecting it?
So it did, dude. How often do you expect the giant one to eat that? Matt, Matt. Let me explain this to you. This is you asking your wife out for a date, and her actually saying yes. That's the level that it is, because you didn't expect her to say yes, did you?
No, I was just shooting my shot, seeing what happened.
And she said yes. This is the 15-pounder plus saying yes.
Oh, that's the same one. Oh, I didn't realize. So I thought that was the male that you were losing.
No, the male's the one that jumped off.
That jumps into the tree about 9 feet to the right.
Yes, and I run up on the back of the motor. Yeah.
Pete, I don't think it's messed up because they still won the tournament, and it's a historic. Like if you were to take like in my opinion, like the top 10 like Bassmaster clips like of all time, like I would put Like more recently, like 4 or 5 years ago, I would put the Popar fish that Stetson Blaylock had on, where both of its eyeballs came up on Hartwell and like ate it like a fly.
Oh yeah, yeah, yes,
I would put
remember
that in the top 10. I would put there's a couple KVD like cranking moments, like
100%.
But I would also put this. I would put the Hackney clip on Dardanelle in there, but this clip 100% also goes in there because this was like legendary stuff.
Yeah, no, the one that's still the KVD clip that still I will never forget is when he hangs his 10XD in the freaking tree, and he's popping it out of the tree, and then the freaking 9 eats it, and then he hangs up the 9 and just basically pulls them out of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good clips. Have you ever won on finesse stuff ever? Have you like ever won a major tournament finesse fishing?
Yeah, I won the bush shootout, but I still caught a 7 on a crankbait and a freaking 4-pounder on a jig. But every other fish that I weighed was all on finesse.
I'll give you credit for that.
It's just hard for me to win finesse fishing because I love power fishing. I mean, you've seen it throughout my career. I mean, I've got 5 bass wins, a National Guard win, 2 Toyota Series wins, and multiple local wins. And I've never won on a drop shot. And I've never won throwing a spinning rod in my hand other than the bush shootout, which, once again, I still caught a 7 and a 4 on bait casting. But hey, when I go to Brownlee, I will have 5 spinning rods on the deck. When I show up to Erie, I will have 5 spinning rods on the deck.
Brownlee, is that spotties?
No, smallmouth.
Oh,
Idaho.
right.
Idaho. It's a lake off the Snake River. Basically, they dammed up a portion of the Snake River, and it's a lake.
You got Derby there?
Yeah, Derby there. Leaving tomorrow.
Huh. Didn't you have a couple years where you had multiple identical rigs when you were fishing 2 tours, and one stayed on like one tour in the West Coast and one stayed on the East Coast, and you had drivers that would drive your stuff to the different venues, and then you would fly back and forth so you could fish both tours?
This is my whole entire career. As you can see, my other rig is sitting right there.
Identical.
See, I'm sitting in one, and then the other one's sitting right up there.
And you fish out of both of those this year?
Yes. So I had a gentleman by the name of John Bedwell who used to fish basically the top 100 a long time ago. And he told me the only way you can do this is having 2 rigs. And obviously it's worked for me.
Dude, that's like a shitload of money, Ish. Like, I know how much it is to do 1 and then the 2 and then to do it back and forth. That's insane, dude. And you've done that for a decade?
More than a decade. My whole entire career. 3 decades.
And you feel centered and you feel like it doesn't feel like you're just all over the place?
Not at all.
That's impressive.
You know, it's been a really good career.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a lot of driving back and forth. I mean, but this is the thing that I think that sponsors have basically loved about me. I will tell you, I remember in 2000, we had a Bassmaster Top 150 in Florida in January. I had 2 days to get to California. I drove 50 hours in 2.5 days to get to California to work a boat show.
That's hard work. I mean, years. How long have you been with Daiwa? How many years? 25?
25, yeah.
River to sea.
20.
Yamaha.
25,
Lowrance,
30 plus.
Cocoons.
Lowrance was one of my first sponsors.
Yeah. Cocoons. You've been with Cocoons forever.
Yeah, but I'm actually not with them anymore. I'm running Costas.
Oh, okay.
Cocoons decided to get out of the bass fishing realm, and obviously Costa makes 100% polarized sunglasses. So I've been wearing Costas, and me being a sight fisherman, needed one of the best sunglasses.
There you go. Missile, you've been with since the beginning, but you and John are buddies.
Yeah, 2000 buddies. We're family. That's my brother. That's my brother. You know, and that's what Ike. Same thing. Me, Ike, and John. 2011. Actually, 2010 when I won the Open it was 2011. No, I won the Open. 2012 was when Missile started. 2011, Oneida punching with a missile-based D-bomb before anybody else.
That was the Open that you won.
The Open that I won. Then to go win 2012, holding the record on Lake Okeechobee with 108 pounds, still the biggest 4-day weight on Lake Okeechobee.
Wasn't that 2012? Wasn't that around the time there was like 3 or 4 of you that started Uvella? Like, were you a part owner of Uvella?
I was not part owner. I was part designer and had my own hooks.
That was an interesting deal because they had like a little twist. Who was Hackney in that?
Hackney was a part of that. Peter T was a part of that.
Peter T.
Velvet, me. Who else?
I think there were just you 4.
Shaw, Gary Klein. Yeah.
Oh, so there were a bunch. What happened with that? That had some traction. Like, I thought guys really liked those hooks.
They just, once again.
You had a big tube hook.
Yeah. Egos, and money change people the way that they are.
And then what was the first frog that you designed that you got your hands on where you were like, this is my frog with what I want in it, the way I like it? And
the fat frog from Snag Proof, the NIM suckers go for $300 to $500 a piece on eBay. Pop and Fatty. Snag Proof Pop and Fatty.
I'm kind of scared to Google that.
You could. Pop and Fatty. Hey, the Ish Tube. You guys talking, you should be scared to Google that. The Ish Tube.
The Snag. Yeah, no, I made that mistake. Snag Proof Ishes.
Pop and
Fatty with a PH. Here it is on eBay in greenback double hooks. What do you think? $200.
$200. Yep.
That one right there.
Those are the cheap ones.
Why did they discontinue that?
Because once again, there's egos in the bass fishing world with designers. Designers have egos.
That was that had the 2 little narrow tails, so that never got. Is that so? It never got stuck.
Yep.
Around the hooks.
Nope, never. One of the best hookup ratios.
BWood02 says, I got 2 of them. How much are they worth?
The ugly colors are $200. Have a good color. Have a black. Have a Cali version. Black and yellow.
Dude, all these are very expensive frogs. I did not even know. These are way more than wiggle warts.
Yeah.
Huh.
And as you can see, if you were talking about the sponsor thing, that's been one of the highlights of my career is longevity with my sponsors.
Yeah, you don't change.
No change.
But I mean, you've also worked your ass off for them too.
Yeah, and built great products with them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Daiwa. You think about the punch rod, an actual true punch rod. What guys didn't even understand with punching is having a little bit softer tip with backbone so that you get a better hookup ratio with a bungee kind of style rod where it bends, and then when it stops, it pulls the fish out of the mat, to the perfect frog rod for skipping, then making a long cast one.
I think the first lineup that I remember that you were really heavy on was the Stees.
No,
That could have just been because of when I kind of came into the industry around that.
well, the
late
Stees,
2000s.
the Stees was and still is the premier rod and reel. Like, the Exist spinning reel is the only spinning reel that I fished because it is the best. It is perfectly machined, perfectly balanced, perfect drags. Like, it's the Steez. It's you can't even comprehend that. I used to basically sleep with my Steez rods because it was so awesome. And Steez rods have known to be cause divorces because guys would rather touch their Steez rods than touch their wife. Now my wife, I love my wife, and I'd rather
This is
touch
why
her.
you're with everyone for 25 plus years.
Exactly.
You're legendary. I've told this story before. I told it on Open Pros Pick'em when I did Bass Insider. You told me that you had to stop lifting weights because the new Daiwas were so light that you didn't want to get too strong because you couldn't feel the rod in your hands with your strict because the rods were so light. So you had to cut back on the free weights so you could feel the rod again because those new Daiwas were that light.
The Steezes at that time weighed 3.9 ounces.
Yeah, that was back when everybody was trying to do light. So like Abu had the MG Extremes.
Yep.
Quantum had the Smokes.
Yep.
Daiwa. I mean, everyone was like, we don't care what it is. We just need it to be a tenth of an ounce lighter than the competitors.
Yep, 100%. And the Steez was still the lightest.
I think that's kind of come back full circle, though. Like, I mean, you talk about lightness, but I mean, it's not, that doesn't seem to be the number one thing in reels anymore, is how light it is.
The number one
in
thing
2026.
2026 is all about a 2500 series with the best drag and the fastest gear ratio.
Yep.
That's what it's about.
I got two.
With a 6-to-1 gear ratio is what people want right now, and they want the smoothest drag because all these guys are catching 8 and 10 pounders on freaking spinning rods now because that's where bass fishing has become.
I have two of the Exist, but they're I think the 2017 models or something like that.
Yeah.
And they still feel like brand new. They're $900 reels. I got them for $250 a piece, and they're like the two main spinning reels that I use. I mean, dude, you can't beat them. Like, they're insane. I got big spools on them, and
there's my.
What's the new? Do you have a new Exist there?
Yeah.
Or a newer Exist? Yeah, grab one. I was just talking about I need to retool some rods and reels for the fall season here. Now, I do need to put a disclaimer on this. The reel that you're about to show is a $1,000 spinning reel.
Yes. Please explain that to people that right there, yes. The Daiwa Exist is a $1,000 spinning reel.
And most of that money is in the drag on spinning reels, the way I understand it.
The drag, the balance of it. I mean, it's the smoothest drag. Like, they don't even have a reverse. You know how guys use the back reel on spinning reels? The Exist doesn't even have that because the drag is so smooth.
Hey, lean back just a little bit. Okay, hold that up. Okay, I just wanted a screenshot of Ish on BTL holding a spinning rod.
You want to make sure it was me, right? Like,
all right, thanks for coming out, guys. We'll see everyone tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, man. Got the little drop shot. Look at it. Ish Monroe has a drop shot.
Yeah, that looks like
that was a Texas rig drop shot.
I can't identify what hook that is, though. That's not a rebarb, is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is a rebarb?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the midweight rebarb? Oh, yeah.
Yes. Come on now. I'm always fishing for big fish. I can't have the light wire. Them big ones bend out that light wire.
You think the big ones bend out the light wire?
Yeah. Especially if you pull on them. I pull them.
Yeah.
But my Brent Ayler, see, has Brent's signature on it. Daiwa Tatula Elite Series drop shot rod. Yes,
Yeah,
Ish Monroe
that's a
owns
big
the drop
badass
shot rod. Are the comments going crazy? Ish Monroe actually owns the drop shot rod?
Well, Pickwick Pirates said hell is frozen over and it's not on the news. Ish is on BTL. And then Sam X wants you to put 3 fingers in front of your face to prove that it's not AI. And then Eric said,
"Hey,
I
wait! Ish on BTL with a spinning rod. How about that?"
Yeah, I know.
That's even more so. Like, wow, he's on BTL and he has a spinning rod in his hand.
Yeah, I would imagine. Like the spinning rod and reels have to be flying off the shelves for these major menus, especially the high end stuff. Because I'm seeing more and more guys that are going, okay, instead of having 8 or 9 spinning rods and reels, I'm gonna have 2 that are badass.
Yes.
Like I thought it would be that and that, but I'm seeing more guys spend money on several high end things because like you can throw the same minnow rod all day.
Yes.
Instead of having, it's not like you need 8 to 10 of them. So I'm seeing, in my opinion, from what I've seen with my friends, I'm seeing more guys that are saying, okay, I'm going to get a $600-$700 setup instead of 3 $200 setups. Whereas in the past, the spinning rod and reel combo was always, hey, I can get a spinning rod and reel for $200 in case it hits the fan and I have to throw a wacky rig Cinco with it, but I'll spend all my money on the bait casting rods and reels. Now it seems to have completely flipped.
Yep, pretty much.
Interesting. Dude, you need AC in that shop. Do you have AC in the shop?
No, I do not have AC in the shop. But if I open up the doors, my dogs will come in.
Oh yeah, we've seen that on the show.
Actually, it's funny because like my mornings start out in the low 50s and we open up our windows at night and it gets a nice cool breeze and the air conditioner doesn't even kick on.
Here's a question you've never been asked before. What minnow shaking rod does Ish use?
Which one? Oh,
the
Cody Meyer. It's the Cody Meyer. I mean, if you ask one, I can go grab one. I've got a minnow tied. Hold on a second. Right back.
Wait, you have Ish has a minnow tied on?
Yeah, on my other rod. Yeah.
Be careful. I just dislocated my kneecap getting out of my boat last week. If you saw me hobbling around, I put the kneecap on the side of the knee and then had to put it back in place, and it's still a little springy. I should have taken the camera with them so we could see the rest of the shop here. And I should have had him grab the rest of his tackle.
I don't even have a minnow tied on, but hey, look at all these spinning rod reels that I have. Look at that. I mean,
my God.
Yeah. Ish actually owns multiple spinning rods.
I like it. It all looks good. I see a shaky head on there.
Yeah, you got a Ned rig tied up right there, flick shake. I mean, I'm dialed in.
Yeah. Are you fishing US Open this year?
No. I don't fish the US Open because bass fishing is also turned into something that I am not a huge fan of. And that is if you run a wrap boat, people seem to go follow you. And I had a guy a few years back in the US Open that blatantly basically was running towards me at high speed, saw me, turned around, and pulled literally 2 boat lengths in front of me and started going the opposite direction of me. And I decided I wanted to kill him, so I said, never again will I fish a US Open. Because
that seems a little excessive, but I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
It's just the frustration of just like, dude, you could have pulled down the bank 200 yards from me and fished towards me, and I wouldn't have had a problem with you. But when you decide to run past me, turn around because you see a wrap boat and pull right in front of me and fish the opposite direction of me, that's a little,
Yeah, but it's like maybe one of the last times it's on Mead before the water drops. It's the U.S. Open. You're from
Doesn't matter.
California.
Hey, you can go back to my last. It's funny you brought up the Mille Lacs
BPT.
BBT tournament, and me and James Elam was fishing the same exact spot. And I knew it was my last event. And when I showed up there, I saw James. And you know what I did? Said that neither one of us will make the top 10 cut if I decide to pull in on top of him, even though I fished that same spot because of the way that the structure of the tournament was.
Mm-hmm.
Turned away and went and fished somewhere else. And
I remember on Mille Lacs in the postseason, you were already locked in too, and you also have helped another. I don't say, but you also helped another angler there, where you basically bailed on your spot and said, "Here it is, go make the classic," because he was in a position where he had to catch him.
Yeah,
it's solid.
It's respect. And once again, when you do this for this many years, you respect certain people, and having guys making the classic used to be life changing. Just making it. We used to walk away with freaking both arms with duffel bags filled with sponsor products. The boat companies used to hand guys the pink slips to their boats when they were on memo bills.
When you made the classic.
When you made the classic. I remember the first year I made the classic, I made $70,000 in sponsorship for just making the classic.
Incentives
and bonuses.
That's
do you know what that meant for a guy like me when I was 26 or 27 years old?
It covered your entire next season to where you could fish like Ish wanted to fish.
It covered more than just that. It allowed me to have, individuality. It allowed me to move out of my parents' house. It allowed me to have a life and enjoy that life. And now, gosh, the last time I made the classic, I think I made like 10 grand in bonuses.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And now now you can show up and fish the classic, only get $5,500.
Is that what the classic pays?
Yeah.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, but they also dropped the entry fees to the Elite Series for $10,000 for the entire season. So it's only $1,000 for a tournament.
Well, we used to get 10 grand for just showing up to the classic.
Yeah, show up.
And then if you made the cut, you got 15 grand for making the top 25 cut.
I'll let you go. I have one more thing. I've been debating on whether to show it or not. I'm gonna leave the names out. I'm gonna show it. I want to get your opinion. We talked a little bit about young guys and things that are done.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not here to
throw it out there. Come on.
I'm not here to be cut. So there's a video that was posted from the Bassmaster Open about a guy who was in the Bassmaster Open or another guy who was in the Bassmaster Open. Names aren't important. I just wanted to get your take on this and how it should be done. You haven't seen this video yet. But I took it, you posted it on Instagram and Facebook, and I just want to get your opinion on it here. I'm going to share the screen. No names on here. My goal here isn't to throw anybody under the bus, just to get your opinion on this situation.
You don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but you're the bus driver.
Yeah. I think it's important to talk about it. As an old guy, a get off my lawn guy. Do you see that?
Okay.
All right. This is just GoPro footage. Just watch it. This happened. This was so.
Oh, geez.
That's like in the main channel, dead nuts middle with nothing to go. This dude has a 35-year-old boat, and this guy passes him.
Can we slow down? Can we slow back and see the side of his boat before it passes?
No, I'm just saying. I
want to see. I want to see who it is. That's completely inexcusable. With all that water, it's not like he tried to avoid a buoy or anything. That's completely wrong. That dude needs to be basically disqualified and banned from tournament fishing out of the disrespect, dude. You have to be respectful. When does it become okay to be disrespectful?
It never is. That's what I was saying.
Right.
Like that was just, it seemed irresponsible.
Very.
And
very
like I
much
said,
so.
I would venture to say that you don't know the circumstances of that, but then you like read the comments and there's some stuff and
There
like he
is no
pretty much lays out the
circumstances.
circumstances and he basically said, sorry, I got too close. My bad.
There is no circumstances. It's about being respectful and being freaking. This is how boating accidents happen.
Yeah.
Think about it. I remember when my insurance used to be $400 a month. It's not helped because the cost of bass boats has gone up. But boat insurance is over $1,000 a year now. When I used to pay $400 a year.
Yeah, I pay about 900. Yeah, 900,000.
And the reason is because all the freaking accidents that have happened, and these guys being idiots. And that was an idiot move. Let's just say that all of a sudden there was a log that popped up. Or let's just say that he lost power. And when he loses power, that other kid runs right into him. But yet then it would be the kid's fault for running into him. You stay as far away from people as you can. It's like being on a road. There's no reason to get up next to somebody and pace them. He ran literally in front of that guy and soaked him.
How close? I know that's GoPro. I know it's different. I mean, how close do you have to be to someone to get that much water in a vessel just straight on pad? Not like completely trimmed out roost.
10 feet. And I'm looking at my boats and my truck. And I'm saying he had to be at least 10 to 12 feet in front of him, which is way too close. Because that 10 or 12 foot in a accident standpoint, that was wrong. That was wrong on that guy's part. He needs to be banned from tournament bass fishing because of just stupidity. If he'll do that, what else has he done?
Banned may be a little strong, but definitely. Like, what is the proper in your? I mean, like I said, you've done this for 30 years. Like, in your opinion, what's the proper way to handle that situation? If you go to the tournament,
you go to the tournament director. You go to the tournament director, and you show them the video footage. And if you can identify who it is, you turn them in.
Yeah.
Now, if the kid would have veered towards him and got behind him, great. But for him to, not cool.
Yeah, that was wild. There's been a lot of chatter about that, particularly between the old guys.
Because
talking about we got families, we got businesses, we got stuff. Like, we're just trying to go out there and fish and get home.
Hey, I am the old guy now. I was for a while the young guy, then I was the grizzled veteran, and now I'm the old guy. But I still have fun doing this.
We'll end it. We'll kind of wrap it up with this based on what you said. You have had some badass career highlights, regardless of where you fish. Like, when you catch them, you always catch them a cool way.
Yes.
It's never, oh God, please stay on. And then you casually scoop it into the boat. I want you to think back, and it may not be anything that was ever publicized, televised, anything. The most 3 badass moments of your career from the time you started fishing professionally to now. It could be a fish catch, a tournament win, an instance, anything. But like right now, for you to look back, and you've got a lot of road ahead of you still, but I think out of the near almost 300 people that are watching this live right now, I think almost everybody could pick 3, but those are the 3 that they've seen. I'm curious, and I'd like them in order. Your top 3 badass. That's the criteria. Like, badass Ish Monroe moments.
One of them was the first year on the Bassmaster Invitationals, which was at the Delta. I put a solid limit in the boat in about 10 minutes on a jig. And that's one of them. And it was just one of those deals where, like, I knew I was ready at the first event. The second
97. So that you drop the boat in and your first day flow state?
No, it was my third day. Like it was the third day. It was the third day of the event, and I was like, because the nerves had already gone away because I was doing well.
Okay.
Third
I did
day,
not see that one coming. Okay.
Flow
So
City.
1997, day 3,
Yep.
California, Western Invitational, jig, quality limit, first 10 minutes. I belong here. 23 years old.
Yep. 23 years old.
No, that's number 3. Number 2?
My first win, 2006, Elite Series, first Elite Series, Lake Amistad. Roll into a pocket on the first day and looking for a 6-pound bedfish that wasn't there. Leave, go catch a 20-pound bag on a frog, come back that afternoon with an hour left and a 6-pounder back there locked in on a bed. Well, it wasn't a 6. It was a 9-pounder.
Oh my God. Was it the same fish or a different fish that you'd underestimated?
Same fish. I completely underestimated it. 9-pounder. And the third one was, and this is the weird one, was we went to Sturgeon Bay and it was the BPT. And me and my wife at the time, we were just friends. And I had a really, really horrible day. I made a gamble on something that I thought was going to pay off. And I mean, I literally was in last place. Last in the BPT event on Sturgeon Bay. And I remember her telling me, all you got to do is change up and go fishing. Because my wife fishes too. And I went out that next day and I was staying with Littner, Dudley, and who else was it? One other person.
You got to remember, because that might be the most eclectic group rooming together I've ever
Oh,
heard.
yeah. Well, Littner had his wife there, Carrie.
Yeah.
And God, who was it? It was somebody else. And Dudley, same thing. Dudley was like sucking butt as well in the event. And we both ended up making the final day. Because I was actually ready to get home. I was ready to just leave. And she told me, I remember her telling me, you just need to switch up and go fishing and you'll be just fine. And I went out and had these like 2 incredible days and actually made the top 10 cut. And to me, going from last place to catching like 70 something pounds in a day of smallmouth was just one of those days of just epic, just, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was number 3. But I've had a lot of other good ones. I mean, I've caught 12s and 10s in tournaments, and just I won a red man where I blind casted a bedfish and he actually ate, and I ended up winning the event.
Did you get the jug?
The jug. What's the jug?
The jug, JUG, for the winning the red man.
No,
Remember
I got the
gave
fish.
you the spittoon? Oh, yeah, that was back with the fish. I had David Walker on, and he actually had a spittoon in his trophy case.
Yeah, no, I don't have the spittoon. I got the actual. I got the fish, the bronze fish trophy with the wood on the bottom. Yeah.
It's interesting. You talk to a lot of guys, and their highlights aren't the big tournament wins on stage holding the trophies. It's like personal victories that happen behind the scenes that mean more at particular points in their career than the little glimpses that we as the general public get to see on stage or on TV.
Well, that's when I knew my wife was the one before she was the one. And she was just my friend at the time. And she called me and she was like, how'd you do? And I said, I sucked. I'm in last place. And I remember her saying, just switch it up and just go fishing and have a good, fun day. And I remember going out the next day and freaking wailing on them.
What'd you do different? Did you go to a different spot? You change up baits, or was it just
completely opposite? So, you know how Sturgeon Bay is? It's at the bottom of the deal, the little
Yep.
basically the horseshoe. I found a little river on the other side, and this is when we could trailer. So I freaking trailered, and I ran all the way over there to this ramp and didn't have to burn any gas, and I thought it was going to be the deal. Well, the first 5 minutes, I caught like 4 or 5 on a freaking spinnerbait. I'm like, oh, I'm about to do this. And then the bite died, like dead. And so the next day, I ran back to the other side of where I didn't practice from, where I did good in that classic shootout that we had there for bass, and was like, screw it, I'm just going to go fishing on the same stuff that I fished. And it was freaking epic. And I fished that same stuff in practice and never did very good. But yet during the tournament, they were basically, I couldn't do wrong. It was like every dark spot had a bass on it, and I could just throw a jerk bait anywhere, and they would literally just come swimming 20 feet from every direction to eat my jerk bait. Pools of them.
Hey, did you help design the D-bomb?
A little bit, very little. John, I give John 100%, but he obviously asked questions, and he asked the things that I would want, and and he made it happen. He made the best punch bait on the planet.
Because I was thinking maybe you don't get enough credit for some bait design, because like that River to Sea Bling was a badass spinnerbait. Do they still make it?
It still is. Oh yeah, it's an amazing spinnerbait.
That's still a badass spinnerbait. You've got the Fat Frog. You brought the tube into play. You got the D-bomb.
Biggie Series crankbait. I mean, the new Jack flipping hook, the rods. I mean, this is what the innovation was. What has carried my career.
Ish Mercer's in here. He said Ish always makes an impact every single time he's on camera. That's what makes Ish so special. I just kind of perusing back through.
Mercer's awesome.
Yeah, so I think this needs to be brought back to the Elite Series. So the hot seat is awesome. The hot seat in the middle of the crowd with a mic brings it to the next level.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. That's
You have the ultimate killer at the time, the ultimate guy, like the one guy you don't want behind you.
Dude, this might be one of the best edits in Bassmaster TV history. Watch this. There you go. 104.8. Knock your buddy Boom Boom out. Now watch this right here. Watch this zoom. You look over your shoulder. That is badass.
There he is, the freaking King Daddy himself.
That gave me chills. They need to bring the hour show back. The hour show is the deal. Keith Allen, KVD needs 27. He knows that he's about to be the bridesmaid. Oh, they need to bring the center.
Silky Bit of Jersey.
They need to bring the center, the crowd hot seat back.
Yes. I have one of every trophy that they've made so far for the Elite Series.
All those came out of Oklahoma City. NTM recognition. Big Dave Smith passed away.
Big Dave? That's my guy. Ago. Big Dave is my guy.
That was his signature move. He would always, you walk past, you go, "How's it going, Big Dave?" And he would just be loping up, and he would go, wouldn't say anything. He would just do that and then keep walking.
Yep.
He's in like a bunch of Oklahoma like sports Hall of Fames.
Yeah,
he was an athletic fellow back in the day, from what I hear, and built an empire.
You ever shake his hand?
Yeah,
His hand in Gulf Shores.
If you have any trophy, any fishing trophy, flip it over, look at the bottom. It'll say MTM recognition on it. Came out right down the road here in Oklahoma City.
That's the guy, Big Dave.
Anything else, Ish, before I let you go? I know you got to get up in a couple hours.
That's it.
Head and go ferry on some smallmouth.
Everybody across the country, check out Angler's Paradise. We will deliver our boats all across the country if need be, and definitely tackle-wise, hit us up, make a phone call. We're not selling online yet because we want to basically have the interaction with the customer, and all of our tackle guys, those guys. That's it. Angler's Paradise. All the tackle guys are super knowledgeable and can help you out. And I just want everybody to freaking visit our website and check us out. And you need a boat, we got you. And we got a lot of used boats. And if there's any of you pros out there that want to sell your boats, I'm the guy to come to. Just ask a few of your other big time anglers, and they've brought their boats to me, and we've sold them for them.
Hey, let's see if we can make something happen here. If anyone buys a brand new Vexus or Phoenix
or
Skeeter from Anglers Paradise Marine, and as they're closing the deal mentions this BTL interview with Ish, you will hook them up with an OG Fat Frog.
Done. I got about 40 of them left. Done.
There you go.
Done.
It's a hell of a deal right there. That's like $300 off right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Ish, thoroughly enjoyed it. I find it ironic. I get a lot of people that say, man, Ish gives you such a hard time on that Pick'em show. And, people were joking, it's Todd, my new sports psychologist. I'm like, dear God, no.
Yeah.
But I enjoy doing that. And when it comes to longevity, the industry, being genuine, you're one of the guys, man. And a lot of people look up to you in the industry, have looked up to you in the industry. You've done it right. You've made it interesting at times.
Oh, yeah.
But you've always done it right.
That's human nature. That's all human nature.
Yep.
Well,
good stuff. Catch them up tomorrow. What's
the
max bag? Like, I know you're practicing on that, but are we talking, is this like a 17 pound, or is this like,
this is the last tournament was one with 13 pounds, but you catch 100 a day.
Woo, that sounds fun. I like catching fish.
I love catching fish too. And all my exist spinning reels.
Yeah. There's half a boat right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's $5,000 of spinning reels right there.
Yep.
But
5. Yep, there's 5 there, and one more sitting up there, and one more sitting in the rack. So I got 7 total. 7 spinning reels.
And it wouldn't be an Ish interview if it didn't completely change the picture and the screen right at the very end. Eddie froze. We're gonna end it on that. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Sticking around for an evening show. That was fantastic. Been wanting to get Ish on for a while. Just haven't been able to find the time when we were both home, both busy schedules. So back with the live show tomorrow morning, Frank Scalish, Thursday morning. And then I'm actually headed out to California. I might actually get on the water on Saturday in California on a lake that I've always heard about but haven't been able to get out on. But I don't know, tomorrow. So that's all we got for tonight. If you're new to BTL, I know there's some people here. Like, follow, subscribe, and if you want to know when we go live, typically it's Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, but sometimes I do evening shows. We do live on the road shows. I'm working on putting a package together with Matt Steffen for the EQs that are coming up, where we're doing some pretty special things across the country for those. Hit the little bell up there for the subscribe. Leave a comment if you're listening on iTunes. You can catch any of the videos or anything that we show over on the Bass Talk Live YouTube channel. That's all we got for tonight. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Later.